Hey, good evening, everybody. I thought it might be a good idea to put out this video for you all tonight. It's been a long day. If I look rough, sorry, but I thought it was really important to get something out to everyone. I've been getting a lot of phone calls the last couple days that with some stories and things that are happening. And so I sat down this evening and made a list of things that I want you to know, want you to be aware of, because I'm sure if one of you is running into this, many of you are running into this. So I want to hit a couple of topics and hope you'll indulge me here. First thing is, I thought it'd be really good to spend a few minutes talking about how to deal with clients in light of what is happening. I'm really going to try to keep my personal opinions out of this. I want to keep this focused on what you're seeing, what you're dealing with. The reality is everybody's got a vastly different opinion of all of this, but there are people who have real concerns. There are people who are obviously at risk, and there are people who are not at risk and who are not concerned. And I don't know what you're dealing with. You're probably dealing with a little bit of both. But when you're dealing with your clients, I think the thing that I would tell you is, first of all, be very proactive right now. Talk to them about what is happening and educate them on what to expect over the next few weeks. The simple fact is, I actually think this is going to be something we're going to be dealing with for the next 2 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that before we put it into the rearview mirror. I would encourage them or remind them, reassure them that you are still on the job, that you are still here to help them. There are still homes for sale. There is still business being transacted. A couple things I do not want you to do. I do not want you to encourage people to take their homes off the market unless they want to take it off the market. And it can be withdrawn temporarily till this passes. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But do not encourage people to take their home off the market. That could be a legal problem for you down the road. Do not force people to put their home on the market. You may have people who have signed a listing contract with the idea the home was going on the market this week or maybe next week. But if somebody says, hey, I want to pause till this is behind us, pause, okay? Amend your paperwork, amend your contracts to reflect it, but do what they're looking to do. The other thing is be mindful of sellers' opinions if you're out showing houses. I heard a story today where somebody was showing a house and the seller had strict instructions. They didn't want anybody touching doorknobs. They wanted them to wear booties, all kinds of stuff. You're going to have to talk to your buyers about this. And you're going to have to tell them, here's what's being requested. Do you still want to see the home? And if they do, then show it, but be respectful of whatever that seller's wishes are when you're in the home. The next thing, if you're writing an offer, give plenty of time to close. I know we've been writing agreements for 30 and 45-day closes. If I'm you right now, I would be writing somewhere between 60 and 75 days. And I'm going to give you the reason why. We found out today that PHFA has closed down. They're going to be closed for at least 10 days, probably more. When they reopen, they're going to have a backlog of cases. And what you're going to find is they're going to get through them as they get through them, and you could be extended as a result of that. So just because they're down for 10 days, don't think they're going to open their doors and pick right up where they left off. They're going to have a problem. And there may be other lenders, there may be other programs that do the same thing. We still don't know what like FHA is going to do, what the VA is going to do, what Department of Ag is doing. So this is stuff, we're watching it, and I will let you know it as I see it. And that which leads to my next point, which is you're going to want to check with your lenders daily for updates. Make sure that they're still on it, that their staff is still there, and that the files are being processed. And then the last thing is, and I know this is hard, be patient. Be patient with the lenders, be patient with the title folks, be patient with your clients, be patient with the other agents. Communication is the key to getting through this. And the better you communicate, the more patient you are, the better chance you have of getting through your transaction successfully. So, and getting the thing to the closing table. So, just keep that in mind. The area that I am personally most concerned about right now is pending sales. Uh, as a company right now, I think we have we have almost 100 homes under agreement. Something I found out today that is happening in a lot of the counties just to the east of us, the courthouses are closing. And you go, well, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is it means deeds cannot be recorded. It means that lien searches cannot be done. It creates a snowball effect in terms of what is required. So my guess is if you have something under agreement that's closing in the next few days, you're probably going to be fine. But if you have something closing out over the next couple of weeks, you are going to want to keep an eye on this. I instructed our title folks today. I was over to see Lee, Layla, and Jessica, and I told them if there is anybody or if there's a file that we see is not going to close because either a taxing authority is closed and we can't get the certifications, or if the courthouse closes in a county in which you're dealing with, I need to know it right away so that I can be proactive in helping you get the extensions that you need. One of the things we also discussed today is that we will take precautionary measures in the office to keep people at a distance when they're closing. So we have plenty of conference rooms. We can put a buyer in one room, a seller in another if they choose to. We've had that conversation. Sherry's aware of it. Layla's aware of it. And we're going to do our best to help people be safe who feel that they may be in danger. Leads to my next point. Remember that closings are time sensitive and subject to legal ramifications. What do I mean by that? We may have somebody who shows up and says, well, I'm not coming to the closing. You have to understand, they have to understand there is nothing in this agreement that addresses what is happening right now. We have a governor right now that is working hard to shut the entire state down. We have people that are scared. There is nothing in the law or in this agreement of sale that addresses the topic at hand. So what do I mean? What does that mean? People still need to show up for closings, and we need to conduct those closings. We can do things to keep them safe. We can try our best to have them sign remotely. But a lot of these documents, as you know, still need to be signed in front of a notary. So if you are running into these kind of issues, please let me know immediately, and I will do my best to help you. Let Wendy know, let Tina know as well. We are all here to help. And then the other thing I would do in regard to pending sales is I would start looking at all your pending sales and have a conversation with the other agents and your clients about possibly building an extension into the agreement. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how long this is going to go, and you want to be proactive now and just as a precautionary say, look, we're scheduled to close whatever, March 30th. But it would be good if we start having the conversation now. What if we can't close? What if the courthouse closes? What if the National Guard shows up and everything gets shut down? Have those conversations now. And as I said, there is nothing in that contract with any real language regarding what is currently happening. I was talking to one of our agents today. The buyer who just bought the house actually showed up with a doctor's excuse as to why they cannot buy a property. And of course, they're doing it because they want their money back. They want their earnest money. Certainly the seller can grant it. It's very early. It's only a few days in. But the simple fact of the matter is, I informed the agent, you have to notify the buyer that the seller still has a legal right to pursue, or has a right to pursue this legally and may very well win. I don't know what would happen, but again, we're in uncharted waters here. So be smart, be mindful, be proactive, communicate. That's the key. I want to hop to staffing. We are committed to having the office open and staffed every day. As a precautionary measure, a couple things that we're going to do. Tina and Wendy will be, one of them will be in the office every day, all day, but both of them will not be there at the same time. One will be in the morning, one will be in the afternoon. In this email, I've put in everybody's phone number so that you know how to get a hold of us if you need it. But if you need to sit down, if you're having a problem, Wendy will be there, or Tina will be there, or I will be there. Sherry will be there every day. Grace and I will be there every day. Rachel will be in and out as needed. And as always, we're available by phone. So we're trying to sort of minimize contact without just shutting everything down. Things that you should be doing or could be doing right now. Again, we're going to be in a state of chaos here for at least a couple of weeks. If I am you, here's what I would be focused on. I would be reaching out to past clients and your sphere of influence. Talk to them. Tell them what's going on. Tell them what the challenges are, or tell them why this isn't that big of a challenge. I would get into the one university and get some extra training. Use this time as an opportunity to sharpen your skills. Continuing ed is right around renewal is right around the corner here at the end of May. Continuing ed, 14 hours. You're sitting at home, get it done. Work on your database, work on your marketing, review the dashboard for marketing applications. There's all kinds of things that you can be doing right now with people kind of being very hesitant to either sell or to buy if that's what you're running into. So I think really to wrap this up, a couple of things. Number one, I want you all to be safe. I want you to be healthy, and I want you to be smart. Sherry told me today her granddaughter's had a lot of medical issues, and the only way she's able to talk to her is through Skype. And I said, but that's being very smart. It's the things that we need to be doing right now. Even though there's a lot of disruption, try to be as productive as you can during the disruption. This is likely going to create chaos in the market for a few weeks at a minimum. I'm watching the data. I'm watching what's going on. I'll keep you updated as we go. And I think the other thing is, at some point, whether it be 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, this is going to come to an end. And when it happens, there's going to be a lot of pent-up demand. Be ready for it. Look at your calendars right now and figure out, am I going away? Do I have a vacation? What am I going to run into? And plan accordingly. And I would just close with this. Again, as this situation continues to evolve, I'm going to keep you updated and posted of any significant changes that I see. The thing I have struggled with most, and I will share it with you, is it is really pointless at this point to worry about what the long term is. We have to sort of worry about the day to day. Stay focused on the here and now. Focus on today. Control what you can control, and do not let fear control you. There are people you're going to be dealing with that fear will control them. Manage that. Be understanding of that. But you're going to run into it. I'm just telling you right now. You may not agree with it, but it's important to be understanding. And understand as well, there are people who are at risk because of medical conditions that they have, and they're scared. And so, be sympathetic to that. Figure out as we move here. At the moment I'm recording this, there's no confirmed cases of this in Lancaster County. There's certainly nobody that appears near death as a result of it. But be mindful as well that there's an opportunity here to help the community. Help your friends and neighbors, and do what you can to help people get through this. So anyway, best of luck to you all, and I will keep you updated and posted. For the most part, it's business as usual, and I will keep you updated if there's any further changes or any information I feel you need to know. Thanks, everybody.